Hey there, welcome to Yoga with Alicia. Today's practice will be a simple sun salutation flow. This will be a good one to do in the morning or maybe midday if you need a quick pick me up or just feel like you need to move. So, this can be great to incorporate there. We'll get started at the top of our mat, coming to mountain pose. Maybe just taking a moment to spread the toes, reconnecting to your mat or maybe to the earth if you're just practicing outside on the ground. Start to feel that connection down through the feet. Maybe taking a nice deep inhale here and an exhale through the mouth. And then on your next inhale, let's raise the arms up overhead. And then exhale, bend the knees forward, fold. Let's inhale to a halfway lift, placing the hands along the legs, anywhere where you can feel some length in the spine, having the gaze down towards the mat. And then exhale, forward fold. Let's plant the hands and step back to our plank position. Feel free to take a modified plank position with the knees down. On your next exhale, start to lower all the way down to the mat. And then inhale, finding a baby cobra. So just lifting the head and the chest here. And then exhale, release down to the mat. Inhale, push the hands, come to tabletop. Tuck the toes, exhale, downward facing dog. So here, let's take a moment to pedal out the feet, alternating the weight into the heels, spreading the fingers nice and wide there to help with stability and balance. Or maybe just swaying side to side in the hips. So if you feel like you need to release any tension there in the hips, feel free to sway side to side. And then coming back to some stillness in our downward dog. Let's inhale, rise on the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees. Step forward to find a forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, extended mountain. And then exhale to a chair pose. So bending the knees, sinking the hips down here. Spine is nice and long. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach for the sky, maybe a little back bend. And then exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back to a plank position. You can lower the knees and the tops of the feet, or take an exhale and lower all the way down. Inhale to find a baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale to push through tabletop. And exhale, downward dog. Taking another moment here in our downward dog. Maybe paddling out the feet again. And just sort of kind of pushing the mat away with the hands allows the spine to get nice and long here. On your next inhale, rise on the balls of the feet. Exhale to bend the knees. Step just the right foot forward. You want to lower that left knee, top of the right foot. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Untuck that back toe, lift that back knee. Step forward to find a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. So imagine that flat back here. Gaze is down towards the mat. So we want the spine to not go rigid here, not be tense, but still imagining just that lengthen through the spine. Tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. And then on your next exhale, forward fold. Let's plant the hands, step back to our plank. Again, take the modification if you would like, or exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Inhale inhale to cobra. So maybe you come up a little bit more to a cobra pose. Feel free to play with the feet placement. Keep a bend in the elbows there. Nice back bend. And then exhale, release. Inhale, come up to tabletop. Tuck the toes under. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, rise in the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees. Step just the left foot forward. Lower the right knee, top of the right foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, the hands to the mat. Tuck that back toe under, lift the back knee. Step forward to find a forward fold. Bending the knees pretty generously. Let's inhale, rise all the way up, extended mountain. Maybe a little back bend there. And then exhale to a chair pose. Inhale, reach up, straighten the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plant the hands. Step back to a plank position. And then exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, come to tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's pause here in our downward dog. Setting up your foundation here in your downward dog again. Letting the spine nice and long. Coming back to the breath. On your next inhale, float the right leg up. Toes pointed down. And stay here for a few breaths. Take a nice inhale here and then exhale that right knee to the chest, keeping the hips nice and high. Set that right foot down in between the hands somewhere, planting that back left foot. Let's take an inhale, reach up. Bend in that right knee. And then start to put a little micro bend in that back knee, stepping forward. And then exhale to find a forward fold. Let's inhale to a halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back to our plank position. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale to find your cobra. And exhale, release all the way down. Inhale to come to tabletop. Exhale, downward dog. Again, finding maybe some stillness now here in your downward dog and just letting the spine be nice and long. And then again, just kind of pushing the mat away with the hands, creating the space in the spine. Feel free to keep as much bend in those knees as you need to as well. And then on your next inhale, float the left leg up towards the sky, toes pointed down. Hold here for a few breaths. And then we'll take a nice inhale. Exhale that left knee to the chest, hips high. Step the left foot in between the hands somewhere, planting down through that right back foot. Inhale, sweep up, reaching up with both arms towards the sky. Take an exhale, hands to heart center. And then inhale, reach up. Put a little micro bend in that back knee. We're going to step forward and then exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Let's plant the hands, step back to our plank position. You can lower the knees or exhale and lower all the way back down to the mat. Inhale to find a cobra pose. And then exhale, release back down. Inhale, come to tabletop. And then we're going to exhale to a child's pose and finish in child's pose. So from here in your child's pose, maybe just keeping the knees together and extending the arms, or keeping the feet together and having the knees wide, and feel free to extend the arms that way. Now, if the arms are not feeling very comfortable for you today, or if you're just not feeling it in the shoulders, feel free to wrap the hands back down by your body, or maybe even just back behind the back. Another good option is to have the hands stacked on each other and just having the forehead resting there. So a few different options there. I'll let you sink into your child's pose, taking whatever version works for your body. You can stay here as long as you'd like, noticing the breath, feeling the back ribs expand on the inhale, the body softening on the exhale. And so you're more than welcome to stay here in your child's pose and hang out if this is where you're comfortable, or feel free to end the practice with me by coming up into a seated position here. So just finding an easy seat. Take hands to heart center. Namaste.